What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Rodzilla, aka back in the building again. Last time I touched on, I told you I was going to tell y'all about my first day in county jail. So, let's get to it. Alright, so, first day in county jail, just got booked on theft. And back of the cop car, go through the center gate. Go around through the center gate. They call dispatch into the jail. Jail then opens up basically a garage for squad cars. They bring you in, get you out the back, bring you into Brooklyn. Sit there, you walk in up. It's a set of double see-through doors. And this is kind of intense. So everybody that knows and been there, knows about this. You go in there, sit there, wait for them to open up the double doors. You walk through, and they got a desk to the left, holding cells to the front, in front of you, and then a metal bench in the corner. 2 phones next to the corner of the bench, and you have to walk up. Officer books you in, lets you know who you are, what you're being charged with, everything, all that good shit. So, you go in, start signing stuff up to the counter. They lock you. Sometimes they lock you, sometimes they don't. But either way, they lock you in on the railing. They have a little set of handcuffs. They lock you up to one with one hand, whatever hand you don't write with. The other hand's free. You sit there, you sign all your papers off. Basically, sign your rights all over. Sign your fucking whole life over to these motherfuckers. And you're in there. So, you gotta fill out, let you know who are not running with, where you've been, if you can or can't go to any tiers. If you're afraid for your life, are you suicidal? They ask you a bunch of good questions, bullshit questions that take up a lot of your time, more like it. But you sit there for about, I say, it depends on how people are. People are bucking that day, if they got problems that day, if, it just depends on a lot of shit. If they feel like working that day. I mean, once again, anybody who's been there knows this. But my first day in there wasn't too busy. It took them about roughly an hour to book me in. Sat there, got all the shit signed. They give you one free phone call. They give you a pin. You have to set it up. You got to say a bunch of questions that are on this wall right above it, and you got to say it. So it checks your name and how you talk, and the account set it up. You have to literally talk into it so they know and recognize that it's your voice on the phone when you use it. So you say all the sentences that recognizes your voice, and then you say your name, and then your account's set up. So you get one free phone call to let your people know what's the situation, why you're in there, that you're in the money on your books, money on the phone, all that stuff. Money for a lawyer, whatever the case may be, whatever you need. So, sit there, I call, I believe it was my mom at the time. I was 19. So, I call her up, let her know what happened. And, that I need money on the phone, this and that. And for real, after I got off the phone with her, she said she was going to put money on the phone. Because when you go back in the booking, all the way in the back is where you stay at. It's called B126. And B126, that's the holding cell for the people that have a drug-related charge. If you've been convicted back in 1987 of a damn drug-related charge, you will be in this tank. You will have to do 5 days in this holding tank with roughly 9. I've seen it low as about 3 people in there. But most of the time, it's 9 to 14 motherfucking dudes in there, man. 14 motherfuckers. Smelly, throwing up, shitting. Oh man, it's horrible. It's horrible. Lights stay on 24/7 because someone OD'd in there, and so they made it to where 5 days you sit there, get all the drugs out of wherever you may hide them, and yeah, they just basically let you dry up for 5 days before you can even get brought into the bag. So it's got one phone in there for every single person, and you can call up until 8 a.m. It was 11. It's 11 o'clock at night, and it turns back on at, I believe, 8:30 is when they turn it back on in the Cecil County CCDC. 8:30 in the morning, I want to say, after 8 o'clock count. They turn them back on at 8:30, and they're on till 11. So you can call your lawyer, figure out a bail or bond if you don't have one yet, or if you just got one, and whatever the deal is. So you go around to these cells that I said you were looking at. You walk around the corner, and that's all the way at the back, on the back wall. Everyone can see you walking up to it, down the hallway to the 126, and you can see all of them through the glass window right there, and then the glass door window. So next to it, that's a different tank. Believe it's B130. B130 is supposed to be for everybody that has never been or never had a drug charge. That's people that get processed in, within a couple days, not even sometimes, if it's overcrowded. And then all other side of this hall is all med cells or holding cells for med cases. There's either med cells where you need to be isolated from general population, or you have a medical case while you're down there and you have to have certain things, or something happens in there after you get booked in, and say something happens and you need medical attention. They will pull you out of our tank or 130 where you're in, and then they put you in there. Or the only other case is if you hit what Wes Watson likes to call the bitch bell, bing, and you lock it up as soon as you walk in there. They'll put you in med cells because you can't be with us. You can't be with anyone else that's supposed to walk the main line. So, and at the end, right at the beginning of the hallway, where you're standing at when the officer brings you in, is one cell. It's called B120. B120 is a suicide cell. It's the padded room. There's no toilet, no nothing. You don't get anything but green. It's like a moving blanket made into a makeshift fucking dress that we have to wear. And you don't get nothing else for a certain amount of days. And we call it the turtle suit because motherfuckers be looking like turtles when they walking in and walking out of that motherfucker. But that's the one right at the end at the beginning. You can see them, they can see you, but there's no toilet. There's just a hole right in the middle of the floor that these motherfuckers have to shit and piss in. Nothing else is in that room. And sometimes they won't even give you a mat up until a certain amount of days that you stayed in there and not suicidal anymore. They have levels to your suicide if you're on suicide watch. There's different levels in Cecil County Detention Center. So I get done with all my paperwork. I'm signing it. I get it all wrapped up. And they go into this closet at the other side, right across from the suicide cell. And it's a closet. It's a closet that has a toilet in there and then a shower. There's a wall that separates the shower and the toilet, and you go back there. And when you're in booking for them 5 days, you're supposed to get a shower once a day. And use the bathroom privately once a day in that closet. Does it happen once a day? No, it does not. It does not, and I'm here to tell you that flat out. You are lucky if you get pulled out once the whole time you are doing the booking process for them whole 5 days during a contraband watch. You are lucky to get one shower. It's horrible. It's horrible. So the first 5 days is pretty rough in booking and in my hometown's county jail. So they take me in there, and attached to that closet inside of there is a little closet in itself in there, and they have that's where they keep all of the intake and booking process jumpers and all your clothes. You get one set of orange boxers. You get an orange two pairs of orange socks. You get a one orange jumpsuit, and you get orange Converse foam fucking shoes. Basically, they look supposed to look like Converses, but they're made out of straight foam. They're not even real shoes. So that's what you get. You don't get no shower shoes or nothing like that. You gotta buy those on commissary in my county. So they take me in, they get my sizes, I get changed out, they bring me back out, I have to sign a couple more things, and the last thing they do before you go back or you get out is they fingerprint you. So you gotta do it every time. So they go fingerprint me, and I see all the guys all in 120 staring down the hallway, looking towards the end of the hallway, seeing me come in. And needless to say, most people, when you've never been to a jail before, prison, anything like that, are lying if they say, man, I am not scared whatsoever. It's like your first day of high school, but, but with all these movies about, so-called rapes and fucking shit like that goes on, and fucking, people getting their ass whooped and, getting chopped up and shipped out and everything else, man. I mean, it's that feeling times 1,000 when you first walk into your first time in jail or prison, etc. So I was sitting there shitting myself. I don't know what the hell to do. I don't know what the hell's going on. Each step is new and different. Cops bitching at me because I'm fucking actually making them work. Because I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm green as shit, as they say here. Green as shit. I'm fucking a rook. So I'm sitting there and I keep hearing them hollering down there, the usual bullshit. What's up, man? Where you from? All that fucking shit talking that usually goes on when you first walk in. They can spot a newbie. All inmates and convicts can spot a newbie from a mile fucking way. So, or someone, that fucking inmates are really good at striking and smelling fear. We get off, we can smell it, and we got a heightened sense for that shit. Same with, problems and anger and hostility. We got a heightened sense when it comes to that. You can tell when your tier is not the same. You can tell when someone isn't the same from you, and you quickly determine what the difference is. Whether it's scaredness, if it's anger and hostility, or if they're not mentally all upstairs, anything like that. So, I get finished up getting fingerprinted, and I get brought down the hallway, and I get put B120. And I remember my first day in it, when you open it up, literally people are sleeping right at the door as soon as it opens up. Mats are all on the floor, all on racks on the side of the walls, everything. By the toilet, some people I've seen sleep over there, man. But it is fucking packed this time. The first time I ever went in, it was packed. It was probably already up to, I'd say, 13. And their max is 14, I believe. 14. Sometimes they put 15 in there. And I remember looking, and I remember hearing all these guys screaming at the officer, like, yo, we ain't got no more motherfucking room, dog. What are you doing? da, da, da. You can't fit him in here. Where's he gonna go? And I remember looking at the officer too, like mad as shit. Like, bro, you wanna put me in up here, dog? Like, where the fuck am I supposed to sleep at, man? I ain't fucking sleeping near that toilet, bro. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And he was fucking sitting there telling us to quit our bitching and we'll go where he says he's gonna go. But I told him flat out, look, I'm not sleeping near that damn toilet. So we gotta figure something out. Well, he said, all right, he said, we're about to do the moves because they do the moves around right after dinner time each day, except for Sundays. They'll move people to the back who have already done their 5 days, or whoever's been there in a couple of days that is in 130, they move straight to the back. So he said, I'm doing moves in about 3 or 4 hours. He said, just sit there and chill. Roll your rack up and sit on top of your mat until I come back. And a couple people were good enough to look out for me and rolled their mat up, let me set mine down, and we sat on our mats for a couple hours till he came back. Because, like they say, it's not a democracy, it's a damn dictatorship. And they could see that I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I didn't know what the fuck I was supposed to do here. So I rolled my mat up, and they looked out for me. They were like, hey, man, what are you in for, this and that. And, we sat there and chopped it up for a little while. Just explaining my situation, what I did, where I did it at, where I'm from, who I'm related to. And I think what saved me and why people start looking out for me is that a lot of people know my brother. He's pretty well known in this county, in my hometown, my older brother. He's down the road right now in Eastern Correctional Institution down at ECI, doing 10 years on 20 right now. He's got about 2 in, and he's got still a little bit before he comes home. So, anyways, I sat there, and he comes back a little while later. Anyways, so he comes back, he gets me out, gets us all out, and has us move out of the way so he can call these numbers up. He calls the names. They go. They have bags already ready for them before they even open the doors up. That has your regular jumper, which is a black and white striped jumper, and for the back, which is the main units. You go in and they have a little kit in them. They have soap. All the maximum security. It's like clear soaps, clear toothpaste, a little toothbrush about this size, and black and white jumper, and a gray thermal that has CCDC on the back of it. So they call the names out. They pull these guys out, and I finally get a place to sleep. So I'm like, word, thank God, let's go. So we lay down. Everyone gets their mats, picks their new spots. Trying to sleep underneath the railings on the sides of the walls, so they can get their eyes out of the damn light. Because, like I said, they don't turn the lights off ever. So we all lay down. I go to sleep, and in the middle of the night, I get woken up to a lot of commotion and ruckus going on. I hear, people scurrying around, rustling, and I was like, oh shit, like, what the fuck's gonna go? I seen it in the movies, what's gonna happen? But I turn over and I look real quick, I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I see homeboys throwing down, bah, 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 fucking lacing into this other guy. This other guy, he's an older, guy, like, the typical, I don't want to sound stereotypical, but the typical looking, crackhead. He is a crackhead looking motherfucker. And other homeboy was about, late 20s, maybe early 30s. He was more clean cut, more stockier, had more weight on him. and he's just pummeling old boy. Bow, 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 bow. Fucking this boy up. Fucking this fucking crackhead up. And they come in freaking out, yelling, taser, taser, taser. Fucking hits homeboy. He drops like a fucking sack of potatoes. I was like, oh, damn. And then fucking, they're sitting there, goes to fucking try to get this crackhead motherfucker woken back up because his last punch, he literally haymakered the fuck out of this fucking crackhead, man. And puts him in the dirt, sleep, out, night. So, they get him, take him, cuff him up, take him down to, solitary, to ad seg, which is administrative segregation. And they get him out of here. They take him and lock him up and go put him down ad seg. Which I think they took him to medical first because I seen him walking down and getting put in. Now they put him in a med cell, and then later on had him file his charges because of what they saw on the cameras, I guess. But the story I got is that this crackhead motherfucker in the middle of the night tried to go up to this guy while he's sleeping on his bunk on the fucking ground on his mat. Everybody else is sleeping, and apparently this guy, hit. This guy was holding. And I guess early in the day before I got in there, he was all handing out drugs to everybody, looking out for everybody, and crackhead wanted some more of it. He wanted some more of that shit. So he thought it was a good idea, and that homeboy wouldn't notice. This motherfucker feeling around on his fucking feet and shit, trying to go up in homeboy's sock. Why he's literally in the middle of fucking trying to sleep. We all were. But he got caught, and homeboy said, "What the fuck are you doing?" Bow! And stole off and took flight on fucking that old dude, man. Straight took flight on him. Whooped the goddamn dog shit out of him, too. He whooped the hell out of that old boy. Whooped the absolute hell out of him for trying to run up in his shit. But, I learned quick and fast in a hurry how fast, man. Right when I started to get settled in, I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, I mean, it's not what I heard or saw in the movies. Right when I thought that, I saw how fast it can switch from laughing and joking and bullshitting about where you're from and what you did on the streets and the girls you're fucking, the small talk, little shit we all do every day, all day in the counties and in the jails and prison systems around this country. To boom, like in an instant, you see how really dangerous this place is. And you pick up what you shouldn't and shouldn't have to do in there, man. What you do not do, your do's and your don'ts. The okays and the not okays. You pick it up, and you better fucking pick it up fast. Because if you don't, you're going to be sitting there and someone's going to have to fucking probably take flight on you as well, man. Off rip. People don't care if you're alright. They'll give you a couple passes because you're new. But other than that, it depends to a certain degree. I don't see nobody sitting there and letting, somebody saying, "Oh, you bitch," right in front of everybody and letting old boy slide, new or not. Me included. I'm not special. If I would have called somebody and slipped up to call somebody bitch, I guarantee I probably got stole off on. Off rip. Off principle. But that was my first day in the county jail in my county. So, hope you guys like this video. Like, subscribe, share, get it out. I got a lot of cool shit coming. Shout out to K-Frog and Pino, Big Hurt, Big Lance, all y'all for helping me out, guiding me through this whole process, what I should do. You guys have been a big help, man. Especially Frog and Lance and Pino. Y'all been helping me out a lot. Be sure to tune in. It's Rod Hunt.